everyone, this is Minx Laura 123 and I'm doing an ASMR video for you right now, so I really hope that you will enjoy it and that you'll find it relaxing and you will experience tingle, 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 tingles. So this video is going to be quite mystical and magical. My most popular video on my channel is a video I did some time ago, and it was magical spells, and that video has got over 22,000 views, which is just amazing. So thank you so much, and I hope that you enjoyed that video. Well, I hope that you enjoy all my videos, but you know. I was particularly happy, I have to say, when I discovered that that was the most watched video, because I've always kind of felt alone in my interests of witchcraft and magic. Always kind of, I don't know, felt a bit of a freak, a bit of a weirdo. So, you know, to find out that video was popular made me feel less alone, you know, so thank you for that. Now I want to stress that I'm only into good magic, magic that is positive and good, white magic. I'm not into anything dark or sinister, okay? Just wanted to stress that. I don't want people thinking that, you know, I'm into dark magic, because I'm really not. So what I thought I would do in this video is some more magical spells for you. Spells to enhance your life. Spells to make you happy. And I purchased a new spell book recently, and it's called the Book of Spells. It's really good, and I have it here next to me. Now all the spells featured in here are white magic spells, and there's all different types of spell in here. There are spells for love and healing and your career, for luck, etc. You know, lots of different types. So if you would like to participate in this video, i.e. that you would like to do the spells that I'm going to read to you, that's fine. I would suggest that you maybe press pause on this video in a moment and go and grab yourself a pen and some paper, and then you can write down what you will need and what you will need to do. Okay, so what I've done is select certain spells for you, and I've tried to kind of mix them up a bit so you can have different types of spells. Now perhaps just one spell you'll want to do, or perhaps you would want to do all of the spells that I feature in this video. It's completely completely up to you. What I've done is write down the page numbers of the spells that I'm going to read out to you. This is my new little notebook, by the way. I think it's really pretty. Flower designed. So love that sound of crinkly paper. So I'm going to start now with the spells. The first spell is a spell of the love kind. So if you fancy a love spell, then this will be the spell for you. I'm just going to get the book, and it's on page 114. And it's called the Seeds of Love spell. So I'm going to start whispering now, okay? Wear my glasses, by the way, because if I don't wear glasses, everything is just a bit of a blur. So if every now and again you see me doing this, it's because they slide down. I think I need them tightening up. Okay, so I'm going to start whispering now. Great things grow from small beginnings. Love is a great, great thing. Apple seeds are small. Put the two together and love may well blossom. So you will need a piece of heart-shaped jewellery, some items made of copper or brass, say the following: as the seeds I have planted begin to grow, may the love that I have begin to show, and it harm none, so be it. By the time the first shoots appear, the first signs of a new love may have bloomed. So I hope that helps find you love. Okay, so the next spell that I have selected is for luck, and it's on page 158. So, do you need some luck in your life? Okay, so this is called the Rock Soul spell. This spell uses the power that you invest in making a charm to make it work. It draws on the power of the element of air to bring you some extra cash within a week and a day. So you will need a square of green cloth, allspice, borage and lavender, saffron, 3 silver coins, gold and silver thread. So breathe on each of the silver coins in turn, saying something along the lines of: Spirit of air, to you I pray, send some money down my way, and it harm none, so be it. Now put the coins and spices on to the square of cloth. Tie 4 knots in the gold thread and 4 in the silver, and use the knotted threads to tie the cloth into a bag. Put the bag in a safe place and leave it there for 8 days. If by then some extra money has not winged its way in your direction, then just cast the spell again and again. Like all spells, it can take a while to work, so be patient. So I hope that brings some money into your life. Okay, so the next spell is on here it is, page 164, and it's some nice healing spells. Okay, and I hope you like this, because I really enjoy doing healing spells. I think that we all need a bit of healing in our lives from time to time. Now this spell is called the Break the Habit spell, and I think I need to do this one actually. I actually quit smoking some time ago, and I've done really well, but I'm starting to get the craving again, so maybe I should do this one. Okay, so if you are a smoker and want to quit, or heavy drinker who knows you have to cut down, or a bit overweight but find it impossible to stick to a diet, this spell should help you. You will need a flower pot, potted compost, hyacinth bulbs or some sweet smelling herbs. Fill the pot with the compost and plant your bulbs or herbs. And as you do this, see yourself free from your addiction or sticking to your diet and looking much healthier as a result. Pat the compost 9 times with your fingers and say the following: by the power that makes these bulbs and herbs to grow, I ask that my compulsion to whatever it is shall go, and it harm none, so be it. Next time you find yourself giving in to that temptation, and let's face it, we're all human, take the offending cigarette, drink or cake to somewhere you can shred it or pour it into a suitable container. Take this to the flower pot and plant or pour in a tiny amount into the soil and say the following: Mother Earth, I bury this, that you may give it a new life through decay, and it harm none, so be it. Then you must breathe in the fragrance of the plant, thanking Mother Earth for her grace, and dispose of the rest of the offending substance. Next time you are tempted, go to the pot and smell the plants, again thanking Mother Earth for the lovely fragrance. Okay. Okay, so this is a spell now that will help you banish pain. Okay, so I'm going to turn to page 237. Okay, so this is the spell to banish pain. The power of the waning moon can be used for many things: to bring an end to a period of bad luck, to send sickness on its way, to banish guilt or sorrow, or to say goodbye to pain. This particular spell, cast to banish pain, is best cast in spring, but you can do it at any time of the year. Okay, so you will need a small bone, or if you are quite squeamish about handling like bones, you can just get a little like bone shaped stone. Okay, you will also need a burin, fronds of rue and fennel, a box made of biodegradable material, a spade, a sprig of yew, wallflower, seedlings. So scratch an image of the new moon with a horizontal cross through it onto the bone. Wind the rue or fennel round before putting it into the box, and dig a deep hole and place the box at the bottom, saying, Gone soon, take my sorrow sorry. It's best done on a Wednesday, once again when the moon is waxing but not waning, and if the interview falls during the weeks when either Gemini or Virgo, the ascendant signs, then that's like even better. Almond blossom makes an appropriate altar adornment, and if there is a silver tablecloth to hand, that would be ideal. If not, then an indigo one will do almost as well. A suitable crystal would be a piece of amethyst or tiger's eye, and a bowl of dill on the altar or the table will add potency to the magic being made. Okay, I want to stress to people that aren't kind of into magic, those who are will obviously know, but an altar is where you put all your like magical items that you have. It's a very sacred place, you know. It can be like a small table or a large table, but it's always got to be that place that you go to where all your mystical things are. Okay, so you will need some silver tinted leaves, e.g. silver birch. You will need your CV and any other educational certificates that you have, the advert describing the job that you are going for or that you would like, one white candle and one silver candle. So light the white candle and focusing on the flame, meditate for a few minutes and really visualize that job that you want. See yourself shaking hands with the interviewer and imagine yourself doing that job successfully. Okay, so smile as much as you can before lighting the silver candle. Stand in front of the altar with your arms at full stretch above your head and say the following. The job I want is in my ken. Make me first among all men. May those who interview me see that the one they need is me, and it harm none, so be it. Obviously, if you are a female, then you would word it like this. The job I want is in my ken. Make me first among all women. May those who interview me see that the one they need is me, and it harm none, so be it. As the candles burn down, again, see yourself in the job until the flames flicker and die, or time runs out and you have to snuff them out, and then thank the elements for their presence and bring the ritual to an end. So they are the spells, and I really hope that they bring you positivity and happiness. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is read you something that I printed out. So basically, because lately I've been really intrigued and interested in the Salem witch trials, and I have to say that it's made me quite emotional and upset just reading and watching documentaries about it. You know, what happened to those poor people. It's just absolutely terrible, you know, but it's just so interesting to read about and learn about that I wanted to share things with you now about it. I did ask people on my Facebook if they would in fact be interested in hearing about the Salem witch trials, and people said they did. So I have soft-spoken voice. Okay, so now I'm back to my soft-spoken voice, and I'm going to read to you about the Salem witch trials. The infamous Salem witch trials began during the spring of 1692, after a group of young girls in Salem Village, Massachusetts, claimed to be possessed by the devil and accused several local women of witchcraft. As a wave of hysteria spread throughout Massachusetts, a special court convened in Salem to hear the cases. The first convicted witch, Bridget Bishop, was hanged that June. 18 others followed Bishop to Salem's Gallows Hill, while some 150 more men, women and children were accused over the next several months. By September 1692, the hysteria had begun to abate and public opinion turned against the trials. Though the Massachusetts General Court later annulled guilty verdicts against accused witches and granted indemnities to their families, bitterness lingered in the community, and the painful legacy of the Salem witch trials would endure for centuries. Belief in the supernatural, and specifically in the devil's practice of giving certain humans that were called witches the power to harm others in return for their loyalty, had emerged in Europe as early as the 14th century and was widespread in New England. In addition, the harsh realities of life in the rural community of Salem Village at the time included the after effects of a British war with France in the American colonies in 1689, a recent smallpox epidemic, fears of attacks from neighbouring Native American tribes, and a long-standing rivalry with the more affluent community of Salem town. Amid these simmering tensions, the Salem witch trials would be fueled by residents' suspicions of and resentment towards their neighbours, as well as their fear of outsiders. In an effort to explain by scientific means the strange afflictions suffered by those bewitched, Salem residents in 1692, a study published in Science magazine in 1976, cited the fungus ergot found in rye, wheat and other cereals, which toxicologists say can cause symptoms such as delusions, vomiting and muscle spasms. In January 1692, 9-year-old Elizabeth Paris and 11-year-old Abigail Williams began having fits, including violent contortions and uncontrollable outbursts of screaming. After a local doctor, William Griggs, diagnosed bewitchment, other young girls in the community began to exhibit similar symptoms, including Anne Putnam Jr., Mercy Lewis, Elizabeth Hubbard, Mary Walcott and Mary Warren. In late February, arrest warrants were issued for the Paris's Caribbean slave Tituba, along with 2 other women, the homeless beggar Sarah Good and the poor elderly Sarah Osborne, whom the girls accused of bewitching them. The 3 accused witches were brought before the magistrates, Jonathan Corwin and John Haythorne, and questioned, even as their accusers appeared in the courtroom in a grand display of spasms, screaming. Though Good and Osborne denied their guilt, Tituba confessed, likely seeking to save herself from certain conviction by acting as an informer. She claimed there were other witches acting alongside her in service of the devil against the Puritans. As hysteria spread through the community and beyond into the rest of Massachusetts, a number of others were accused, including Martha Corey and Rebecca Nurse, both regarded as upstanding members of church and community, and the 4-year-old daughter of Sarah Good. Like Tituba, several accused witches confessed and named still others, and the trial soon began to overwhelm the local justice system. In May 1692, the newly appointed governor of Massachusetts, William Phips, ordered the establishment of a special court of oyer to hear and termina to decide on witchcraft cases for Suffolk, Essex and Middlesex counties, presided over by judges including Haythorne, Samuel Sewell and William Stoughton. The court handed down its first conviction against Bridget Bishop on June the 2nd. She was hanged 8 days later on what would become known as Gallows Hill in Salem town. 5 more people were hanged that July, 5 in August and 8 more in September. In addition, 7 other accused witches died in jail, while the elderly Giles Corey, who was Martha's husband, was pressed to death by stones after he refused to enter a plea. Though the respected minister Cotton Mather had warned of the dubious value of spectral evidence or testimony about dreams and visuals, his concerns went largely unheeded during the Salem witch trials. Increase Mather, president of Harvard College and Cotton's father, later joined his son in urging that the standards of evidence for witchcraft must be equal to those of any other crime. He concluded that it would be better than 10 suspected witches may escape than one innocent person be condemned. Amid warning public support for the trials, Governor Phips dissolved the Court of Oyer and Termina in October and mandated that its successor disregard evidence of a spectral nature. Trials continued with dwindling intensity until early 1693, and by that May, Phips had pardoned and released all of those in prison on witchcraft charges. In January 1697, the Massachusetts General Court declared a day of fasting for the tragedy of the Salem witch trials. The court later deemed the trials unlawful, and the leading justice, Samuel Sewell, publicly apologised for his role in the process. The damage to the community lingered, however. Even after the Massachusetts colony passed legislation restoring the good names of the condemned and providing financial restitution to their heirs in 1711. Indeed, the vivid and painful legacy of the Salem witch trials endured well into the 20th century, when Arthur Miller dramatised the events of 1692 in his play The Crucible, using them for the anti-communist witch hunts led by Senator Joseph McCarthy in the 1950s. So that is the notes that I printed out. And yeah, I mean, on a personal level, I've been reading books about it, I've been in the library researching, I have watched some like documentaries online and on the History Channel, and they mention the play The Crucible, but it also got turned into a film starring Winona Ryder and Daniel Day-Lewis, which I have got. I hired it out, so I'm going to watch that over the weekend. I just think it's so terrible. Like, innocent people were just, you know, just horrible. You know, the way they were murdered, and you know, to be accused of something and to just be murdered, and even the people who were, sticking up for him got murdered as well. It's just disgusting. So yeah, hopefully nothing like that will ever happen again, So yeah, really interesting subject, the Salem witch trials. So I just want to give respect to those witches, I say in brackets, witches who died and are up there in heaven or wherever they are, and hopefully they're happy and doing their magical, mystical thing wherever they are in spirit. And yeah, okay, so I'm going to end this video now. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the magical spells, and even though it's not like a fun, happy subject, I hope you enjoyed listening about the Salem witch trials. And yeah, thank you so much. Take care and goodbye.